Helen, welcome to Time Team again. Very nice to see you. Your brief memories of Anglesey and the Wicker Man and 3 days of driving wind and rain on a Welsh island. Is there a reason that you think somebody should watch that programme, and why?
Well, yes, I think the reason that you should watch that is that there's two reasons. One is that to remember that until really only about 40 years ago, that was the only kind of archaeology there was, prehistory and the Romans. People didn't count the medieval period as properly as archaeological at all, and even the Anglo-Saxons weren't really thought of as being properly archaeological. And we have changed so much. Now almost all archaeology seems to be within the medieval period because there's so much of it to find. So we do find so much of it. So the archaeological side is to see how difficult it is and how remarkably brilliant our predecessors were at studying prehistory. It's a very difficult area. The second one I think is interesting is to look at how a television program approaches something where you've got a fantastic story, but it may not produce anything to look at, and yet we've got to have pictures. So I think from the point of view of making a television program, watch it and see if there's anything you would do differently. I don't know if we had our time over again in Anglesey, how we would have approached it, but it had a fantastic director. I do remember that. And I think we did come up with something, with a good program, but it was a hell of a challenge.
And I think there was, we should put in a good word here for Francis Pryor on that site, because I think it was his intuition, his sense that we might have been stopping at a layer that we thought was the base layer. And in fact, by going through that, he realized that there was another layer underneath that. And for various reasons, that helped resolve that site, at least further than we thought we might get. After, by the end of day 2, we were all a bit seriously worried about what we might be looking at. How did you feel about the Wicker Man? Were you there when they set fire to it?
That's so funny. You know, I've seen that film so often, I now can't remember whether I'm mixing the two up now. I just remember the terrible tension of whether we were going to find anything at times. You know, the massive gratefulness for two little Roman coins that you could hardly see anything of. I'm not sure, but I think anything that emphasises how strange the Druids were, anything that emphasises how not like us in many ways, how it epitomises my view of common sense. You know, that common sense is such a bad guide to the past. The Druids and the whole of Iron Age and Roman religion, none of that is connected with common sense, and yet it's something that humans undoubtedly did and needed.
I have that image stuck in my mind of Victor's beautiful drawing, well, terrible drawing of a terrible event in a sense, great drawing of a terrible event, where, you know, the fire's burning and there's a hand reaching out.
Yes.
From the leg from the Wicker Man, and there was something about that caught it. Helen, thank you very much indeed for this lovely chat. So I wish you well, and I look forward to talking to you again another time. We can't do any of this work without you, so please subscribe, back us on Patreon, and make sure that Time Team comes back again.
This does represent a new phase for Time Team, in that we can look at a larger area in more detail and with more time to think. And hopefully this one will be the best we've ever done, because we've got so much more scope to look at the science and to look at the landscape and to look at at things in a more considered way. And of course, we can only do it if we've got a little bit of funding there behind us. A lot of us are giving our time free. Other people are giving their money, which is brilliant. And the more we have, the more we can do and the more we can find out. So new subscribers are always very, very welcome to join the Time Team family.